Hey y'all, and welcome to Messages from Divine Masculine. Now, I know you all want messages from Divine Masculine, but what is most important is that what he says to you is what you're really seeking for yourself. If you're really looking for those answers from your masculine, then it means you're looking for answers within you. And if that's the case, then the messages from Divine Feminine are actually the ones that you're seeking for yourself, because those are the messages that you're seeking for yourself for union. Because the union has to take place within you first place before you can have with your person. Because we're all seeking that union with a person, because you feel a pull from them so strongly. But it's up to us what we're going to do with that pull. How's that going to transform our inner world so we can actually attract the things that are important to us and the things that we want to experience in our own lives? That's what we're all here is for, that experience. We all label that as the human experience. We're all humans, right? We all have this collective connection with each other on the human level. What interrupts those connections is ego. Now, mind you, we can sit in judgment of people on races, color of skins, status, whatever. When it comes to ego, we can judge on many different levels when we connect to others. But from this message from Divine Masculine perspective, it tends to be things that we pay attention to more on a 3D realm, because that's where the masculine energy penetrates from. And when we look for a person for answers, we're actually looking for those answers within us. We're thinking that our person is what we're actually seeking, when all along we're seeking a closer connection to ourselves. That's always the point of this whole journey. That's why it's a fool's journey. We're all here to discovering who we are. Yeah, our person we label as Divine Masculine seems to be the focus. But when that focus should be turned on us. And when you're watching tarot, you're seeking answers out how you can be with your person. With that being said, I'll start drawing cards for you. And you're looking for those answers. Well, I'll get to this, what I see in this card, because endings always bring about a new beginning. You notice this a Knight of Wands here. I also see the Ace of Wands, Knight of Swords. I also see an Ace of Swords in the same aspect. But an ending took place, which is the dark clouds underneath him, right? Which is allowing him to step more into his truth. Now, mind you, this is a message from the Divine Masculine. So that's why more masculine energy is showing up in his reading. What the masculine is actually showing you that he's going through his own transformation, because every ending starts a new beginning. And he's actually trying to find his own truth at this point, because that painful ending that he didn't really get the answers. I'll bring this up closer so you can see. He didn't really get those answers he was seeking, because the sun is eclipsed by the moon. So things weren't as clear to him as he thought they would be. But mind you, what is he focused on? Yes, he's trying to be in his truth, but he's focused on his ending right now. So allow your space for your person to figure this out, what it means to him. You cannot learn lessons for your Divine Masculine. I know most of you feminines, if we put labels on this, always seem like you're a step or two ahead of your masculine. But really, that's a judgment, right? Because if you two are one, it doesn't matter where you're at in the journey, you're working together for something that's a higher purpose than what your ego perceives at any given time. So if you feel like your person is going through a huge transformation, look at that. He's trying to align his masculine and feminine energy right now, but he's not too clear about how to do that for himself. Now, when I say him, that's the energy. Your person could be, when it comes to energy, it doesn't matter who you are genetically, because we're talking about energy here. We all carry this feminine and masculine energy within us. But we're looking for our person, because we're so drawn towards him. He's trying to teach us how to tap into more of our masculine energy too. Because a lot of times when we're on a journey, we tend to focus way too much on what we label our masculine. And then we miss the whole mirror aspect of that. He's mirroring back to us our masculine energy that resonates within us. That's where the truth has come, is from within you. That's why a lot of times you feel like your masculine's turning his back on you. He's actually giving space to you, for you to connect the dots to yourself. Because underneath him, where's the connection at? It's cloudy, it's dark, it's stormy, it's not too clear. But his feet are bare. He still feels you. That's how it feels you that draws him closer to you. He's still searching for truth, but it's not clear to him because what? If it's not clear to him, what is he mirroring back to you? It's not too clear to you either. You're probably trying to do your inner work. That's what most feminines do most of the time, is do the inner work to become the best version of themselves. And the masculine is going to mirror that more in a 3D sense. It doesn't matter about these labels, but we're looking at how the connection works and how it flows. If you want to look at this as a circuit, how would you label the feminine energy? Would that be a negative or a positive charge? And in the masculine, would that be a negative or positive charge? Or do we have both those charges within us? No, mind you, I did mention before that we both carry the masculine and feminine energy within us. But one of us always carries more than the other. And for my own experience and my own journey, I learned how to balance out my masculine and feminine energy within me. Because I have to have the inner union with myself before I can have it with anybody else. That goes with everybody in this experience. It doesn't matter how you label your connection, because it always starts from within you, how connected you are to yourself. With that being said, I'm going to draw the rest of the cards over here. I'm going to draw 6 altogether to get the whole message here. And just with the 2 cards, it's been a powerful message for you, for all of us, basically, for all of us, right? Mind you, I said we both carry that masculine and feminine energy. It's already showing up here in reading. Actually, we started off with this, at the very beginning, is reading the transformation that the masculine energy is going through. It's going through an ending. He's working really hard at its ending. He's putting all concentration into it. And this is going internally with the masculine energy. So most likely, this is your masculine doing this work, since it's in reverse. He's learning how to do his work, even though he doesn't really understand it. That's why his work is illusionary. It's not solid. Yet, his inner child is there observing him doing his work. So he's probably most likely learning more about inner child work when it comes to himself. And he's learning from what? From his person, who's a high priestess. High priestess is all about inner work, the inner world, intuition. And he's looking towards what? Her, to see how to do his work. Because if it wasn't for her, he wouldn't be inspired to do work he is doing. Yeah, he doesn't really understand the work he's doing, but he understands it includes his inner child. He's trying to look for his inner child for what? For the clarity. If you look outside the door, it's clear. The light is there. Yet he remains in the shadow, doing his shadow work. Because in the shadow is where we actually are made to do the work. Because it's our shadow aspect, what you saw is showing up in the Knight of Swords here, that needs to transform within us. Our shadow work are those things we don't really like about ourselves. That's what shadow work involves, is work on those parts of ourselves that we don't really like and appreciate about ourselves. That's why it's a 10 of Swords for the masculine energy, because he fades to those moments he doesn't really like about himself. That's his most challenging thing, because in the masculine energy, what the masculine energy tends to value the most in themselves is their ego. Ego can be dualistic. It does serve a purpose. It does not guide us, but protect us physically. It can guide us physically too, because of how it's programmed. But using the word guide in there is kind of not the right word. Yet, a lot of times our ego likes to think that it could guide us. But that's not how it operates. It operates on a program. So all that ego does is react. It doesn't know what is to come. It can project. But most time when we try to project things from ego, we're wrong. Wrong a lot of the time. The only thing that really understands the future is our essence. But our essence is always in the present moment. That's where we connect to our essence. Our essence is not off in the future or in the past trying to figure out things. It's here to enjoy the present moment. And what do you think the present moment is for you? All of us are going to have different experiences in our present moment. It's not limited to any certain experience. But what is happening in your life does take place in the present moment. Even when you reflect on the future or the past, you're doing it in the present moment. In fact, when you look too much into the future or too much in the past, you're actually robbing yourself of the present moment, when you can actually create what you want to experience here. That's what the high priestess is all about, is creating our reality. That's why she's looking out into the outer world. She is actually creating from her magical being, using her masculine and feminine energy, because those two flames are the yin and yang in this deck, which represents the masculine and feminine energy. And the keys to both homes, knowing that it's behind her, that she has a far greater experience than just family life. You know, family experiences are part of our human experience here. And a lot of times, when it comes to the masculine energy, that is what causes him the most burden when it comes to family. Because he feels the weight of his family on him all the time. And it causes him a lot of emotional burden, because he doesn't know really how to incorporate that in a way that serves him well. That's why he's in his mind a lot, trying to free himself. And it causes him the most pain. It causes him to feel the most stuck. He's focusing on that the most. He's trying to find his truth in this inner battle that he's facing. But I say inner because his card is in reverse. So masculine is doing a lot of inner reflecting on his own life. That's why the two cards are in reverse. Yeah, in his transformation he's going through, he's still trying to find his truth. Minding his sword is in the upright, trying to find his truth. You know, it doesn't make too much sense to him right now. The only thing that's actually propelling him forward to find his truth is what? You. The person he's connected to. Because you are the leader in this connection. All the work you've been doing on yourself, trying to find who you really are, and finding your stability and your own connection to yourself. That's why the Queen of Pentacles is here. She's very stable. She's not lacking anything. She's quite abundant. She's at ease. She's connected. Yeah, but from the masculine's perspective, he can see you as being in your ego this way too, because you're not moving. You're not wanting to meet him at his level, to make him feel at ease at where he's at in the connection. You're actually trying to show him how he can become empowered within himself too. Trying to show him how limitless you are. And if you two are one, if you're limitless, so is he. And he's trying to transcend his experiences right now because they're not feeling too great, to find his truth, because it's causing him a lot of burden with his situations he's going through right now. Yet that's why he looks towards you for what? What do you think he looks towards you for, feminines? What do you think your masculine looks towards you for? Motivation? Influence? If you're the leader in this connection by doing all this inner work, and he sees a transformation in you, and you being connected and being basically stable. He wants the same thing for his own life. He's working really hard on it. He knows that it involves his inner child, but when he does his inner work, he also has to go through his transformation. He has this ending, so he has this new beginning, so he can actually find the truth in his connection. That's what the masculine energy is working on right now. They're working really hard to basically put an ending to the mental anguish he's going through. Because he has all this family ties that he feels a heavy burden for. A heavy burden, basically. Family life right now is not easy. Especially with this pandemic going on. Puts a lot of stress on the person that carries more of that masculine energy. Us feminists tend to go more inwards when that happens. We were reflecting each other here in different ways. We just don't see it that way sometimes because we're going about it differently. What I encourage all of us to do is allow us space to be who we really are, and experience the things that we are experiencing, because they do serve a purpose. Because like I said, without this horrible ending that causes him a lot of anguish, look, he's focused on it. He's not too clear why he went through it. But without that, he won't be able to step into his truth. He's actually seeking. He knows that you are his truth. If it wasn't for you, he wouldn't be able to have strength to go through what? All the burdens he has to carry. And mighty feminines, you've had to do a lot to become who you are, both esoterically and in the 3D. Yes, you did a lot of work, feminines. Great. Just don't get too much into your ego. Don't think that you're better than your person, because you two are one. You two are one. Only your ego can interrupt this connection. That's our biggest challenge, is our ego. So feminines, don't get stuck into spiritual ego, and masculines, don't get stuck into ego itself from the human aspect. Now, mind you, the feminine can get ego in the human aspect too. She's showing up both here. And you masculines are really learning for your feminines. If it wasn't for them, you won't have the strength within you to be able to endure all the weight that you have to carry in this world. And it's a heavy burden, isn't it? Heavy burden to carry all the weight that is on your shoulders and transport it and stabilize it in your experience here, especially with these challenging times. But in the end, it gives you strength. Without this ending, you wouldn't know who you were or what you were even capable of doing, because no matter what you face in this life, no matter how hard it can be, you still have the strength to what? To overcome it. Because you're walking with ease over any situation. That's why your feet are bare. You're not worried about what is to come because of all things you have faced. All things you have faced has given you strength to overcome things that are coming your way, no matter how much burden it may cause. You have the strength within you to overcome, to persevere anything that you can experience here. So with that being said, I'm gonna draw a couple of Sasha's Mystic Heart cards. See if we get any additional messages from the Divine Masculine. And we got Drive-By. That's kind of suiting for our message here. And 4-6, which is a 10, which is endings. We expressed this ending already, so that's just confirmation. See if we can get another card here. And levels. I think we already expressed this, that you're leveling up. This ending, you're going to create a new beginning, that you're going to become even more powerful than you were before. You're going to be able to transcend any situation in life with ease. Because when you step into your power, feminines, then you create space for your masculine to step into his or her power too. And by that time, it's going to seem like drive-bys, these endings will be, because 4 and 6 is a 10, which is the ending. Those will seem like drive-bys after a while. Because you're going to have strength within you to endure anything that you're meant to experience here. Because the essence within you is far greater than any human experience here, no matter if it is a strong ending. Because for the masculine to really step into that new beginning of truth within himself, he had to have, 2 very strong endings. But in the ending, he was able to, connect to who he really is and transcend any experience that he has in his life. Because without these harsh endings, he wouldn't have the strength within him to be able to do that. That's why we're able to level up. We're leveling up with these experiences. We're becoming stronger. That green represents the heart chakra, along with the heart that's represented on this card, right? So if you want to be connected, connect to your heart center, where your true strength comes from. Well, I love you all a lot, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.